Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming on the stream this evening. It is Monday, December 16th. I hope your weekend went good. And, I hope your weekend went great. Let me check something real quick. All right, I'm sounding good. All right. So yeah. I hope your weekend was good, and mine was all right. I didn't realize how expensive tires are these days. Boy, I remember back in the day, a tire used to be really affordable. They are ridiculous on these tires. But other than that, my weekend was good. I know a lot of kids, it's their last week of school, so parents get ready, have those extra snacks and everything else at the house because the kids will be there talking about they're hungry and all of that. You know how that goes, parents, during those holidays. But shout out to the kids because, hey, when I was at their age, I look forward to Christmas break too. We get that 2.5 weeks off. Oh, man, I look forward to that. And I actually look forward to it because, shoot, we have to bring, our daughter to school. We have to drop her off and pick her up. So, if I can take a break from that, that's all good. I ain't got to hit that toll road all the time to bring her. But tonight, we're going to talk about 3 different things tonight. We're going to talk about Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny went to the Army and Navy game. He was invited by J.D. Vance. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And also after that, we're going to make sure to get into Dr. Jill Biden. Now, Dr. Jill Biden has been having a lot of beef with Vice President Kamala Harris, and we clearly have seen that in multiple occasions. She really don't like her. And then we'll wrap up with Mayor Brandon Johnson responding to Tom Homan tonight. So that's what's on the menu. You know, I'm looking at everybody slowly coming on in, you know, and that's good. You know, make sure, like I say, you download the African Diaspora News Channel app, you know, as we always say, in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you do that, hit create account. You can do monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Now, you know, we want to close out the year strong, and we can get, you know, we're going to say this every stream, we can get 10 people to join for the year on this, you know, the app. That's all. That would be a beautiful thing. 10 people. And when somebody said to me, I think they say, you know, I donate to the app. I said, no, you don't donate to the app. It's not a donation. When you get the app, you have an access to the app, right? And the content that's on the app. No, it's not a donation. not at all. A donation is you don't get nothing in return. No access to nothing, no whatever. That's a donation, right? And those donations are tax deductible. So just want to clear that up. The Ethiopia trip coming up March 31 through April 9. You know, got the last minute people that like to show up sometime. And if you say, yeah, I can buy it, I can do that. Well, you know, send us a message on the contact page, and then we'll forward it to the people that you need to get it to. And if you say, hey, you can buy it right now, or you can pay it off before, you know, the time come, hey, you know, they open up some spots for you. So just letting you know in case you would like to go, especially you photographers that like to take pictures, and some of you people that like to get stock footage and all of that, you know, that'll be a good trip for you too, you know, and everything. So with that being said, you say, okay, Veronica says, you know, thank you, Veronica. Let me give Veronica a shout out for that. Shout out to Veronica getting a yearly account. Appreciate Veronica. Veronica, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of things to add. You know, I'm already kind of thinking about certain people I want to interview that y'all probably won't even see coming. I want to set up some interviews, and certain interviews is going to be on the app. I'll probably put up maybe 2 or 3 minutes of the interview on YouTube, but the rest going to be on the app. And that's what I'm going to do with certain interviews. Because, hey, what's the point of having the app? You're not going to have certain interviews or certain type of content, right? You know, there's certain content I want to get into, but, you know, we can't even, it's a whole lot of things you can't even talk about on YouTube. And that's fine. That's fine. It's YouTube's platform. We'll follow their rules. On the app, we talk about what we want to talk about. All right, so it's Monday. You know, so before we get started on everything, let's go ahead on and get to your girl. You know, we got to get to her first for the week. Let me see where she at. There she go. All right. So let me get to your girl, and then we'll get started.
Hey, guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. You know, if you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody got to understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't going to give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're going to do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her.
That's what all the hate is all about. It's all about your super mayor became too powerful too quick. So rare, so unique, and that's what everybody got power. It's all about control. Now stand in the fight because I want the boys and girls of the next generation to see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred unscathed. At the end of the day, God gives the test to his strongest soldiers. Throughout all the controversy, throughout all the drama, all the naysayers, all the haters, and I see some of y'all in the line. Let me flip the camera around so you can see them in the line. Whoop, there she go. Look, right there. Whoop, that part. But they'll tell you that. Then they get in a little hate group. But you in my line, getting food, your kids out here bouncing in a bouncy house, you on the skate rink, all that. To actually stand in a fire while doing it, and guess what? Doing good and looking good too at the same time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard. You know, they trying to do her wrong out there. They don't want her to be the supervisor no more. The Democrats pull the rug from underneath the super mayor. So she's suing. We'll look into, when we get any more news about her lawsuit, what they're going to say about that situation. Like I said, I think they should have had a primary. She should have been on the ballot and let the people make the decision at the ballot box. I don't like people trying to pull fast ones and not letting a candidate be on the ballot. I just think the people should decide. The Democrats always talking about a democracy and how we got to save democracy, but they the first one that's undermining democracy, right? Every time we look up, they're trying to undermine. And just like with third parties, the Democrats are the main ones filing, and the Republicans too, filing lawsuits against third parties because they don't want the person on the ballot. Because in their mind, those two parties own the votes, not no other party. So, yeah. And then I just saw before we get started, the Democrats put up a bill to get rid of the Electoral College. They only want the popular vote. And of course, those who are the hardcore, Republicans, they want to keep the Electoral College. That's what they want to keep. I never liked the Electoral College. I've never liked it because to me it's finessing in a way because how is it that small states got just as much say-so than bigger states, right? Who have more people and more can be affected on those people. I just think it should be majority rule because at least when it comes to the president, right? Because think about it. Somebody say, oh, that's not right. That means New York and California would control all the elections. That's not true. It's called the popular vote. That's what it's called, the popular vote. And it's everybody's vote put together and they vote because most of the things that affect you is local. So what are you really missing out on if you think about that? Like your mayor, like Brandon Johnson, he affects people in Chicago, right? Not really the president so much. It's more so the mayor or your governor. Your governor affects you a lot in your state. Your state senators, your state House people, they affect you a lot. Not just who is in the House and Senate on the federal level. And the president, if you understand your government and how it works, right? So, but the folks is the main one that's against that. I would support that completely, but I'm also a big supporter of universal health care. It's a shame that America is a developed nation, a rich or so-called rich nation, and they don't have universal health care. America, we pay the most for health care, and we rank 42 in life expectancy. So you would think if we pay more for health care, we would be probably ranked number 1, number 2 for life expectancy. But no. So, and if you study the history behind universal health care, they actually was going to do it. But why, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have universal health care? Can you tell me why before we get started? I want to see if you're paying attention. Why don't we have universal health care in the United States of America? Can you tell me why? Why don't we have universal health care in the United States of America? And I'm going to give you a hint. No, it's not because it will cost too much. What is the reason why we don't have universal health care? Well, Keisha got it. There you go, Keisha. Keisha said we don't have universal health care because them folks scared black folks would get it. Yes. The history behind that was when they originally wanted to propose universal health care, they were saying, no, we don't want it because the black people would get it. So that way they don't have health care and they'll just go on and die out. That was like the plan from them. So they hurt themselves to hurt us. But in the end, they're hurting themselves, right? So they could have free health care. They can have free prescription drugs. They can have all that right now through the government, right? Like they say, Medicare for all, right? Which I'm a supporter of that. Certain things that certain people have said, like even on the Democrat side, I support. I've said that. I'll support universal child care. Like, how you going to expect parents to go to work and they can't take care of their children? Like, or have someone to take care of their children. They can't do both. And child care can't be much as a freaking mortgage, right? But the folks don't want that either because they're afraid me and you gonna get it, right? We gonna benefit off that universal child care, right? And they think, wait, if they can have their kids over here for free, they're gonna be making more money. Oh, no. That's really everything that we can't progress as a nation is behind anti-black racism completely, okay? And that's a stream all by itself. Maybe we will talk about that a little deeper. But let's go ahead on and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead on and get started. Miss Tiffany said that's dumb. They don't want us to have, so they privately own. Yes. Listen, you don't know how dedicated the folks are to harming us. They will say, I'd rather go to the grave sooner than I have to, just so black people can't get something to extend their life or something to be like, listen, that's dedication. I got to give it to the folks. You are dedicated. You are completely dedicated to what you're doing. Because if you weigh it next to what y'all complaining about right now, it doesn't make sense, right? And if we look at all the different companies with the insurance, you could pay 10, 20 years to your health insurance. The 21st year, you need to use it. Maybe you got hospitalized, whatever the case may be. Maybe you need a procedure done. Now, all these years, they've been collecting your premium, but now they want to deny you, or they want to say, oh, we're going to kick you off your insurance because you spent too much money. But the past 20 years you've been paying, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Universal health care would eliminate all that crap, right? And that's what I said, I support that. If I knew whatever party, I don't care if it was the Democrats, if I knew they can get that done and they were serious about it, but see, the Democrats not even serious about universal health care either. They're not. They say affordable health care. They don't say universal health care or Medicare for all. They don't believe in that. So that's the Democrats on that. But they'll lie and say they want affordable. Listen to the words of the Democrats say. They say affordable. They don't say universal. They don't say Medicare for all. They don't say that. So the Democrats don't believe in it either. Because like I said, the Democrats are just as racist as the Republicans, right? Because the Democrats don't want us to have nothing either. Because if so, we would have had it already all the way we've been voting for the past 60 years. So let's get started here with Mr. Daniel Penny here. I think a lot of you have heard that J.D. Vance had invited Daniel Penny to the Army-Navy game. Now, as you know, Daniel Penny is the person that, and I use that very loosely, that took the life of Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely was hungry. Jordan Neely was having a mental health, breakdown, which people homeless do. Jordan Neely, did, they said there was some, drugs in his system. Well, that kind of happens with people that's homeless sometimes because they're just trying to cope in best way they can, right? And a city that's spending billions of dollars on migrants, they couldn't spend some of that money on Jordan Neely and make sure he ate and had a place to stay and, somewhere to address Jordan Neely's mental health, right? And we know that Daniel Penny, he crept up behind Jordan Neely and put him in a chokehold. Not only did he put him in a chokehold, he was assisted by immigrants who came to America. We clearly see they were immigrants. Look like some, whether they Caribbean or African, or, look like someone of Hispanic descent as well that we've seen for sure. And now one of them said, hey, okay. Hey, he looked like he passing out. Let off of him. Nobody said that. Nobody used some common sense to say, let off that man, right? You would think that alone would have got him convicted because they could have said, look, you was actually trained in the U.S. military. So you know what you're doing. It's not like some civilian that don't know. You were trained in what you were doing. Usually when you have a training, you have more scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Like a boxer. If a boxer beats somebody up and they end up passing away or whatever the case may be, they usually going to have more of a penalty because they hands is almost like lethal weapons. They've been trained, how to hit people, right? And you would have thought that, okay, that this guy would have been convicted. But we have to remember, before we continue with J.D. Vance, New York is a Democrat city, Democrat mayor, Eric Adams, Democrat DA, Alvin Bragg, both black men. I'm not talking about where they from or who their ties are. I'm just saying it for right now. We have a Democrat state. New York is a Democrat state. Most of their representatives in New York are the Democrat Party, where they're in the House or the Senate. You have your girl AOC. She didn't say anything about Daniel Penny. Not at all. The Congressional Black Caucus did not say nothing about Jordan Neely. They didn't raise hell. They didn't say anything about the verdict. And I think that's something that we probably need to get into a conversation about a little bit more. We have a so-called Congressional Black Caucus, and they wasn't in New York raising hell about what happened to Jordan Neely, the verdict, or anything. This is what I'm talking about. We have a so-called Congressional Black Caucus, but they say nothing. Something happened to a black person, and if it's in a Democrat city or a Democrat state, they're like, right? But let that would have happened in a red state. Let that would have happened in Texas. Let that would have happened in Louisiana or somewhere they could blame the Republicans. Oh, here they come now. The only time the Democrats, especially the Black Congressional Black Caucus, will come out unless they can point blame at the Republicans, say, see how racist those Republicans are? And you see, look what they're doing to us. And look at this. But if it happens in a blue state or blue city, they have nothing to say. What's the point of a Congressional Black Caucus and you don't stand up for black people? If there's some video that the Congressional Black Caucus came out raising hell and I just didn't see it, then send it to me. I would amend my words. But I have not seen it. I have not heard it. But that's our problem. That's our problem. So now let's go to the Democrat shields. Let me give it to you. So why is it that the Congressional Black Caucus didn't say nothing about Jordan Neely? Why? Why they wasn't raising hell about the verdict? Why they wasn't saying anything? Why it had to be Hawk Newsom and the other sister raising hell outside the courtroom? They not the Congressional Black Caucus. But we have all these black folk, Clyburn, all of them, right? Yvette Clark and you name them. Nobody's saying nothing about Jordan Neely. So if our black political class isn't saying nothing about Jordan Neely, and if our black political class isn't saying this is outrageous, look at what they do to us, XYZ, and they don't say nothing about it, everybody's quiet. Why is the Democrat shield saying something about J.D. Vance inviting him to the skybox? Hold on. Democrat shields. I'm putting this in your lap. Hold on. So, Democrat shields, you're sitting up here, and I know what you're saying. Yeah, see, y'all voted for that. Yeah, that's what y'all voted for. Or what's the other argument they're saying right now? All y'all who sat on the couch, because those of you who did not vote for Trump are none about it. You sat on the couch, and y'all sat on the couch. See, this is what y'all get right here. See, this is what y'all voted for. Y'all sat on the couch. Y'all should have got off y'all couch and voted Kamala. And you see this picture right here, and see, this is all racism. I say, why are you talking about racism now when the Congressional Black Caucus should have been talking about racism way before they even got to this point? Maybe the Congressional Black Caucus would have been raising hell. This picture probably would have never happened because it would have been an outrage and a backlash with this guy. But you said nothing. Your black mayor said nothing. Actually, your black mayor said he was a hero. Your Democrat governor, she said nothing. But now you're saying something with this picture. Well, maybe this picture wouldn't happen if your behind would have been silent. From the last time I checked, only 2 people was raising hell outside the courtroom, the loudest, and it sure wasn't the Congressional Black Caucus. So don't say nothing to nobody about that sat on the couch. Don't say nothing if somebody actually voted for Trump. Say something for yourself, because you didn't speak up for Jordan Neely at all. So it let them think like, oh, okay, well, black people ain't tripping about it. And hey, the Democrats are cool with it. Well, shoot. Yeah, he was left free innocent. Shoot, I guess they agree with it too. Well, come on in. Shoot. Man, hey, I guess you're a hero. Come on. I guess they agree with it because they silent. He is a hero, right? Because black people are silent. The Congressional Black Caucus are so silent. So, hey, I guess they agree with that because they're not saying anything. So why don't we invite him to the game? Shoot. They agreed with it. G. Reed, I'm not talking about the people who were there. I don't care where they were from. That's being a human being. You don't sit there and watch somebody get. It's kind of like if you see somebody get in a fight and the one person got the best of the other person, say, all right, bro, don't kick him. Don't kick him. Like, you know how it is. You step in and say, don't kick him, bro. Don't kick him. Like you already got him down. Don't do that, bro. This is you get him back and say he lost, bro. You got him. That sort of thing. You don't watch somebody just kick somebody and they out. They just kicking and doing all kind of, because you stopping them from going to jail actually when you pull them back. But anyway, until I hear the Congressional Black Caucus, but this is what the Congressional Black Caucus will do later, maybe. They'll come out and say, oh, you see, look, Trump and J.D. Vance. Oh, look, and play these games. But they can't play it with me, because your behind should have came out the moment the verdict came out, and every last one of y'all should have came out and said something. Don't say nothing about this picture and gaslight black people when you didn't say nothing at all. So let me hold on. Let me get up off this screen here with these people looking silly here. But let me say something to the because I have it in there, the GOP shouldn't get comfortable. Republicans, let me talk to you. And I'm going to talk to black people too. I got two people to talk to. Republicans, don't think you got like a pass to just start being racist or something, or start pulling antics, or black people not going to say nothing about your antics. So you think you can just be. I promise you, this is the deal. If black people sit it out, you win. If black people vote, you never win. That's a fact. Don't get black people will get up off their couch if you do too much. I promise you that much. And they will come out in the midterms and disrupt your whole situation, because you have to understand, all it would take to disrupt everything with Trump is for, in the midterms, the Democrats get the House or the Senate back. And that disrupts everything with Trump, and he's done. Don't make the mistake. You think you got something good going? Don't play. Don't get comfortable. I'm telling you, don't get comfortable. Because it don't take much for black folks to get off that couch and say, okay, all right, I'm about to show them they're doing too much. They're doing too much. Black folks right now is kind of saying, I'm going to let y'all do what y'all do. I'm not getting involved in none of y'all other groups. Y'all have at it, right? Y'all sitting up here doing what y'all doing. Okay. But also, let me say something to the folks that look at Daniel Penny as a hero. Your culture is very interesting to me, because every time a person's a national hero, they have to do something like savage or destructive. They looked at George Zimmerman as a hero. Very savage what he did to Trayvon Martin. They looked at Kyle Rittenhouse as a hero. And look what Kyle Rittenhouse did, not to somebody black, but he did it to white people. But because those white people was off code, he's a hero for doing that to white people who was off code. They celebrated Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, Lord. You know what I'm saying? But if I feel you, my personal opinion, I think it was an accidental death. I support my veterans. Well, Daniel Penny was trained. That's why I feel he should have been convicted. Okay? He knew that dude was out. Come on, man. It's like you get into a fight. If you knock somebody out, you don't keep beating them while they out and kicking them and doing. No, come on. You know better. He knew that dude was out. He wasn't moving no more. He knew better than that. So but that's what I would say. And to me, that's common sense. But You celebrate guys like Daniel Penny. And then look what happens to these guys that you're celebrating. Their life is usually really ruined. It's not a whole lot they can do a lot of times because they're going to be scrutinized in society. Yeah, some of you who think he's a hero who's demented, maybe pat him on the back, but how that man really going to be working a job somewhere? I mean, his face is recognized everywhere. Some people may feel a certain way about him and don't want to hire him to work a job. So it's a lot of things that man may go through because they lifted him up as a hero, right? And he, so that's that. There's a lot of people within their community that do good things all the time. And you never see them lift them up. Well, why J.D. Vance did not invite a white gentleman who fed the homeless in New York? I'm saying, or a white lady who's feeding the homeless and making sure people are fed and inviting them to the skybox. Why couldn't he do that? I'm just trying to figure that out. Then at the same time, I mean, it's kind of funny to me. I'm laughing about it, and I'm glad black people not really on the cabinet too much like that. Trump got his cabinet like high school. Have y'all noticed that? He bringing everybody. Everywhere he go, it's kind of like Regina George on Mean Girls. He having them go everywhere with him, everywhere. He go to the skybox, all of them going to the skybox. He goes to a UFC fight, all of them go to a UFC fight. I'm like, bro, is this high school? Why you got everybody around you all the time, bro? Like, if he eat McDonald's, everybody got to eat McDonald's. I'm like, so see, aren't you glad FBA is not working for him? I can work for a dude like that. Because if you don't do what he do, he gonna have a problem with you and run you out of there. We all know Trump's a narcissist. We know that. I wouldn't want to work for him. So some people, no black people working for him. Like a black person, you got some silly black people that'll follow along. But we talking about your rank and file FBAs. No. I'm like, okay, man, we went to the game. All right, we went to I gotta spend time with my lady, man. Well, he really not gonna frown upon that if you don't go. I'll see him later. I ain't y'all gotta take my girl, And notice, nobody women with him, nobody ladies are with him. Or if the women there, none of their husbands, they all riding in a crew together like high school. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I would not. It's like Keisha saying sickening to be following a grown man. I wouldn't want a bunch of people around me all the time. No, okay. That's how your coworkers come with you sometimes. Okay, we do something together, but dog, I don't want y'all everywhere with me. Okay, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Now let me get to black folk. Let me talk about you. I understand that some of us do agree with some policies on the conservative side. I understand some of us are not feeling the Democrat Party. Okay. But this is what we don't need to be doing, black people. And this is why I really don't promote, let's go over there to the Republican Party. I think we should just stay independent. Because listen, you fighting for black people, but don't go over there with them folks and start Trump dancing. Don't do that. If you're going to go to a Republican event, they could Trump dance all they want. I'm here to talk about business. Hey, what policy are we going to do for the black community, Republicans? I don't Trump dance. So to me, that's the most, if I'm going to dance, let me do something that FBA's created or something. Or if FBA's ain't created, let me go do something they doing in the Caribbean or Africa or whatever. I'm not doing some of the most basic milquetoast mayo stuff. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm here to talk about business. I'm not doing no golf swing. I'm not following another man. I'm here to talk about business. That's it. Y'all can do it all you want. Knock yourself out. But if I'm in your event, I'm here to take care of business. I ain't wearing your MAGA hats. I'm not doing anything. I'm here to talk about the business of the black community. What you got, Republicans? That's it. Y'all want to Trump dance and all that, have at it, I'm out. I just want to get the business done. But black folk, don't start doing that, because even though you may mean well in your fight, you don't want to start looking, what's the word I'm looking for? And I know you're not intending to do that. Because I know you're just excited about some things. I get it. You don't want to look buffoonish. You don't want to come across in your community that you're kind of teeter-tottering on that, bootlick stuff. So just stay in the fight. Take care of the business. Do you. You understand? Because let's call it what it is. Black conservatism and white conservatism is not the same. It's not the same. So you can agree on some things, but don't get into the cult of Trump deal. Don't Trump dance. Don't put on MAGA hats and all this stuff. I mean, because this dude going to be out of office in 4 years. Then what you going to do? Right? So let's just stick to business. I'm not condemning nobody. I'm just saying let's just stick to business, because I'm starting to see some things and it's not looking well. Okay? And I'm saying this in love. I'm not saying this to clown. I'm not saying this to talk down. This is a generalized message. It's not pointing at nobody in particular, so don't write me. If you feel a certain way what I just said, that's you. You do what you want to do. I'm just saying you don't want to start looking buffoonish to the community, even though your heart's in the right place, okay? So don't Trump dance, don't golf swing, don't put on MAGA gear. Just stick to the business of the black community and we good. That's it. That's it. All right. Yeah, business, always business. That's it. Don't Trump dance. All right. Now, let's get to the second thing I want to get to, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to Dr. Jill Biden. I want y'all to check this video out. This video just came out. Listen to Dr. Jill Biden. I want y'all to listen to this.
So I hope that you all feel that sense of, peace and light, and that just for a moment when you leave here today that you feel, a sense of joy. Because I think we all need we all need to feel joy now during this time of the season, during this time. So anyway, okay, now I'll start. You're all reading into that.
Dr. Jill Biden. Oh, boy. Let me tell you something. The older you get, usually the sharper you get at throwing shade at people, usually. Because you can really think. And I say, oh, look what she's leading up to. Boy, she don't like Kamala. Oh, she don't like Kamala. She don't like Kamala. Said, nah, Phil, you're not. I like my space. What are you talking about? I don't know what Dominique, I don't know what you're talking about. She don't like Kamala, boy. She don't like Kamala at all. She was red hot when Kamala took that position about gonna be the nominee. Oh boy, it did. But did I not tell y'all that Kamala shouldn't have did that? Because you have to show loyalty to the people that put you on, man. That's just a general principle. You show loyalty to the people that put you on. You finish the race, and you finish everything with him. If he gets voted out, you have nothing to do with it. Finish with him. Then if you want to come around in 2028, then you cool. You got his blessing. His wife cool with you. Everybody cool with you. It's no problem. It's certain principles that you have to operate by. You know what I'm saying? It's certain principles. God, I hate when people try to call me when I'm busy. Anyway, God, I hate my phone ringing. But it's like, if you put me on, man, I can't do that. I can't do, man, Phil, but hey, if you take this position, man, we can get you a lot of, nah, because he put me on. And I'm not going to screw over people that put me on. I'm not going to do it. Unless they tell me, no, I think you should do it. I think, no, I want you to do it. And like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. No, I'm insisting you do it, man. I don't want nobody but you. Now, if that person that put you on insisting that you do it and you know they genuinely mean it or whatever, that's different. That's different. But you know the way they forced Biden out. He didn't want to get forced out. It don't matter what somebody say. I wouldn't have did it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna ride with him and you know, I'm gonna finish up the term with him. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do later. And think about it. If she would have did that, she probably would be in a better position to be California governor in 2026 because she wouldn't have went through $1.5 billion. She wouldn't have made herself look silly the way she did that. All this stuff that's going on about the party and all that, none of that would have went down with her. She would have came out okay. But this is what happened when you're not loyal. You have to be loyal to people that look out for you, man. That's just a universal principle. How somebody put you on and you gonna turn against them? You know what I'm saying? That's why some people, you know, some people, right? You know, people like Jay-Z and all that, but you know, Dame, you know, if you look at some of the videos and the way Dame was fighting for Jay-Z and Rockefeller, and how Dame didn't let people screw them over, and how Dame didn't play with them folks, you know, Dame Dash. Like, y'all really need to see some of the documentaries and videos with Dame Dash back in the day. Dame was by this crew, and you know, it's sad to see, you know, how Jay-Z did what he made more money later and did whatever he did later, but. You know, I mean, it just be hard for me to just, you know, turn away from people that just put me on. It just be hard for me to do it unless something happen. And I understand sometimes things do happen. Yes, I understand. And you can have a disagreement and then you may fall apart on something. I get it. I get it. Right. But it just, man, I know if I got a lot of money and the dude that put me on, if he down for some reason, and I got millions, right? And he down. And I noticed the dude that put me on down, I would think, you know what? I got almost $1 billion. I call him up and say, hey man, look, I'm going to send you about $2-3 million, man. You know, but let's sign an NDA because I don't want you telling nobody I sent you this money. We're gonna sign this NDA. And I see this $3 million, and man, dude, yeah, flip that, do your thing, bro. I don't want to see you down like that, man. I don't want to see you not have the money you need to have, because man, when I didn't have it, you helped me get there, and I springboard off of your help. So man, you down? I got to do that to you. I got to. It just, but I have to think, because even I've had people in my family and different things tell me like, well, you're rare and you're different. Most people don't think like that. They think selfishly and all that. So I don't know. So you put me on, I gotta, you know, you could ask people that's still around me now. If people did something nice for me or they started with me, I usually try to stay with people. I don't just like, oh, well, you can go with this person and they'll do this for you and you can go be with that person. I'm like, I can have other people come on later, but I usually try to stick with my core group, especially people that just held me down. You know what I'm saying? And held me down doesn't mean paying my bills and make sure, because, you know, when I don't, you know, Dr. Umar made a video recently, and I know Dr. Umar says a lot about relationships, but, you know, I don't, you know what, that conversation, I probably need to put that on my other channel. Because, what he said about that $700, as a father, that just ran through me. I'm probably going to talk about that one on my other channel. But anyway, now let's get to, people are selfish. Well, you know, people in general can be selfish. I don't want to put that on one group or whatever. People are generally selfish. That's just kind of, it takes a lot, you know, to learn to give. It takes a lot. And it's a biblical principle. If you give, it shall be given unto you, right? It will come back to you. It really will. If you be giving, if you're selfish, you're not going to have much to give. Now, let's get to your boy Brandon Johnson real quick. Now, your boy Brandon Johnson, you remember Tom Homan came to Chicago at a Republican event and said, if Brandon Johnson get in my way, you know, then I'll put some charges on him, right? So you remember he said that about when he want to go over there and do mass deportations. Well, check out your boy Brandon Johnson, what his response is to that.
I don't want them to be immigration officers. I want them, when they arrest an illegal alien for a serious crime, I'm just asking them to to find them. I don't want you to hold them a minute more than you have to hold them under your charges, but just work with us and take these public safety threats not only off the streets, but out of the country.
So let me ask you specifically, if you have someone in, CPD takes custody of someone who fits that scenario, that profile, accused of a violent crime in the country illegally, does local law allow you to inform ICE, and will you do that?
Here's what the local law does. First of all, as a sanctuary city, this ordinance was birthed by the first Black mayor in the history of Chicago, Mayor Harold Washington. He understood during the Reagan administration as foreign policies disrupted Central and South America, he made it very clear that the city of Chicago will serve as refuge for people around the globe. And so there's a strong Black liberation presentation that comes out of the city of Chicago as it relates to being a sanctuary city. Look, the law is very clear. Local police officers are not federal agents. That is clear. This so-called Border Czar seems to be getting educated more and more throughout, his speaking tour. It's unfortunate, though, that there is an abominable ignorance that exists within the Trump administration that continues to displace.
Okay, so Brandon Johnson, right? He mentioned Harold Washington, and he said the term, Black revolutionary. Well, it's nothing revolutionary for Black people about a sanctuary city. Brandon Johnson. Most of these sanctuary cities don't even benefit Black immigrants. Like, have y'all seen a gang of Africans show up? Last time I'm checking, I'm not seeing caravans of 10 to 20,000 or 8,000 Africans and Caribbeans showing up in the sanctuary city. That's not what I'm seeing. You may see a few in there, but I don't see Caribbeans and Africans and Afro-Latinos. Matter of fact, I keep telling people that. If Venezuela is so bad, listen to me. If Venezuela is so bad, if Colombia is so bad, how come, where's all the Afro-Latinos? Like what? Did they figure out a way to make it in Colombia? Did the Afro-Venezuelans, did they figure out a way to make it over there? What about the Afro-Hondurans? Did they figure out how to make it over there? How is it that all the Black people mysteriously know how to make it in their homeland in Latin America? Because there's a lot of Black people in Latin America, a lot. How come the Black people in Panama, they know how to make it? Or the Black people in El Salvador, they know how to make it. But the other ones, they don't know how to make it. They coming up here. And if the country's so bad, where's the Black people? Where's all the Afro-Latinos? Did y'all have that question? Somebody got to help me with that answer. Where's all the Afro-Latinos? You got plenty Black Mexicans. Where's all the Black Mexicans? Why aren't they coming over here and talking about they need a better life because it's not good in Mexico? How come they're over there making it and figuring things out, but the other ones are running up here? Am I missing something, ladies and gentlemen? Am I missing something? It may be a few here and there sprinkled in. Oh, you're talking about them Cubans. Where's all the Black Cubans? There may be a few sprinkled in here and there that come over here. I know of one person in particular, right? But I was kind of when Dal told me he was Cuban, I was like, Cuban threw me off because to open your mouth. But most of them it's the whiter looking with Cubans. They don't let the Black ones come over here. How is it that all the Black people in Latin America, all the Afro-Latinos, they stay in the homeland and they dealing with the issues and problems, but all the other ones are running away and talking about they want a better life? You say you see most of them in a Major League Baseball? Okay, yeah, they sports, right? But we don't see them in those caravans. We don't see a bunch of Black Venezuelans, Black Colombians, and they got them. Why they not in Chicago? They can't come or something? They not struggling or what? Yeah, what Veronica says, we could turn a cardboard box into a multi-billion-dollar home. You say us diaspora know how to make it happen. Yeah, because we can't run all the time. We got to figure it out where we at. And say, okay, man, this how much food we got. Okay, this how much clothes we got. Okay, this how much, man, okay, well, we're going to do this and do that. We always figure it out. And that's just how we are as a people. We are a very innovative and creative people. Even in our poverty, we create inventions. We create all kinds of things. All out throughout the diaspora. Just like you see, some people may come over here from the African continent, but the majority of the people are in the African continent. Trust me, that's a small number that come over here. You got 1.5 billion people over there. Not everybody's trying to even immigrate over here, or they can't. They're doing what they can. Okay, if they in the shanty town, let me tell you about the shanty town. I got respect for that. Let me tell you why. When I seen the shanties, they'll go on some land, how they explain it to me, like especially in South Africa, you can commandeer land and you can build you a shanty. So they build them a shanty with all the metal walls and all that. They set up their DSTV, which is like DirecTV. So they set up their DSTV, or maybe I think MTN or whatever, but DSTV, they got their satellites on their shanty. They not paying no rent. They'll run some lines so they can get some lights. They not paying no light bill. They not paying no water bill. Look, you people can talk about them in the shanty all you want, but they not paying $2,000 rent. Maybe they got the DSTV bill, but they not paying no rent or nothing. So I'm not saying we should go live in the shanty. What I'm saying is the people find a way to make it. Even on the continent, they figure out a way to make it. Even look, what was the most humbling thing for me to see is when I went to the slum in Kenya, and the one thing I saw, everybody was happy. And when I looked around, I'm like, most of us Americans would be hot, pissed, angry. No, everybody was happy. Kids going to school in their uniforms, coming back from school. They making beautiful art in there. They showing how they selling their food. They doing all kind of like nice things, like for the people. People struggling, yes, but they really working together as a community in the slum. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I kind of rock with that. The community make it work, right? And it was very humbling to see that. So people, just what I see with black folks globally, we figure out a way to make it, man. We figure out a way. Now, as black Americans, we are the most privileged black people in the world. We are. We do earn the most out of everybody. We do. It's the truth. Our quote unquote ghetto is considered luxury. Quote unquote the hood, and I say quote unquote, is considered luxury compared to the slum or the favela in Brazil. That's luxury. Even our poor is walking around with cell phones. Everybody got a phone. Some people say they poor and they got 2 phones. We're really blessed in America. We really are. But I tell people this. First world poor isn't third world poor. I always say that. It's a difference. It's not the same. It's not the same, bro. Because some people, and like I say, that's in third world countries, if they don't get it, if they don't really do entrepreneurship, because they don't have no job to give them, so they're not out there cooking food, they're not out there selling fruit or doing whatever, run up to you in the car and say, hey, man, I got this, hey, man, you want to buy it or whatever. They're not doing stuff like that. They don't eat that day. So they motivated to get out there and do something. So when they come over here and they realize, man, I can actually have a business, it's kind of easy for them to jump into that, because in their homeland, they were selling stuff on the street or they wasn't eating. Yeah, Great Black Shark, you traveled, you know what I'm talking about. You seen it. And when them brothers and sisters out there doing something, I try to support, I try to support, so, okay, if it's something I can get. Now, I'm not brave enough to eat street food. Last time I went to South Africa, I made a mistake and ate that gas station food or whatever. And and I got so sick. Ooh, Ooh, I never had been that sick to my stomach. Oh my God, I've been sick to my stomach like that. Never in my life. And I still remember Neil Way and the lady say, "Oh no, you weren't supposed to do that. Like, you were brave." I'm like, why y'all didn't tell me about that? But hey, you know, I broke the rule because the first time I traveled, they said always eat in established locations, like in restaurants, you know, just established places, right? And you don't have that problem. But for this first time I ate at the gas station, right? And not buying nothing packaged, something that was supposed to have been cooked and sitting there. But you know, hey, that was my fault. It is what it is. But you say Keeper say would humble a lot of folks here. Yeah, man. Yeah. Most definitely. It would humble people. I think, you know, like I want my kids to go see it. I really do. I'm talking about all of them. Let's say, hey man, I want you to see, you know, what how people are living. And of course, you know, you go in there and give back. You don't just go in there and look at people, you know, but you go buy things from them and stuff like that while you're there. But just really see how the get down is, you know, just see it for yourself. You say, oh hell no, soul food for you. And yeah. Well, you know, man, I can eat all kind of food, man. It wasn't like it was gas station food. Like it was a cheese and corn samosa. That's what it was. It wasn't nothing packaged I bought. Matter of fact, what happened is that I still tell that story. They had like a Wimpy, which is like fast food, right? Like a burger, like breakfast. It was breakfast stuff, like fast food. So that's basically stuff that was cooked. I was in the line, and then at the time, Kelly was like, "You sure you want to get that? Because we on the road for a couple of hours. You may have to use the bathroom." I say, "You know what? Okay, yeah." So I'm not gonna get it. Now, everybody, you know, getting some packaged food, but I say, "Oh, they had this little like, you know, like gas station food behind the thing." I said, "Oh, they got some samosas." I said, "Okay, it won't be." They said cheese and corn. Okay, it won't be bad. There's no red meat or nothing like that. And yeah, that's what did me in. Yeah, but I ain't but say shout out to the Diskim. Shout out to the Diskim in Durban. The Diskim, I want to give y'all a shout out. That pharmacy. If there's South Africans in here, you know about Diskim. Man, they got me right, man. Oh man. They gave me that Buscopan and what was that some anti-diarrhea medicine they gave me too. Man, I took that, the best medicine in the world. Man, forget a Pepto-Bismol. When I go back to South Africa, I'm bringing back as much as I can legally. I think Neo said you can only get 2 boxes at a time. Well, doggone it, I'm gonna get my 2 and maybe I get Sharif or one of them get some 2. But yeah, that's some good pills, boy. Your stomach hurting, you pop that little bitty pill, it's over with. It's done. You said our vaccines are required before you went to, it depends on what country you go to, but I took a yellow fever vaccine, 2018. So if I was to go to West Africa, I'm good. I already got my yellow fever. South Africa don't need vaccines like that. Kenya don't need vaccines like that. I mean, some places you gotta have malaria pills, you know, or whatever. Brother Stanley told me in Ghana, if you go to the village, high possibility you get malaria over there. But he said in Accra, it's very low. You just gotta kind of know when's malaria season. Maybe ask some questions. But yeah. Everybody I know to get malaria, it do them bad. I remember Royda in Liberia had got it, and she showed me, say, "Oh, I'm so sick with this malaria," and I'm like, "Bruh, malaria has killed a lot of people. It has killed a lot of people." And so I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool on that malaria. I'm cool on that. I am so cool." Okay, what time it is? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you said gas station food will get you. Yeah. It won't happen again, Great Black Shark. I promise you, brother, it won't happen again. It will not happen again. All I gotta do is have it happen to me one good time. And trust me, it won't happen no more. But I appreciate everybody joining us tonight on the stream. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. All that's free. Doesn't cost you anything to click any of that, right, ladies and gentlemen? And be back and see us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be right here on the